Do you want great wrestling content? Then visit the Tantalizing Tony Wrestling Show. He is endorsed by many different superstars from many different promotions. He travels across country to major events with promotions such as WWE, AEW, MLW, NYWC, Impact, and so much more. You'll never know if he's in your city unless you hit that subscribe, like, comment, share, and the post notifications so you never miss a video every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tantalizing Tony doesn't do it alone. He has the best producer in the house, Kira. Tantalizing Tony always has a great time with the fans, no matter what arena or event he goes to. Be a member of the Nation of Tantalization by subscribing. It's always a great time as we connect people through wrestling.
Thanks for checking out the channel, and as always, do I do best, and that's stay tantalizing. What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, the Tantalizer One, and what a night it has been. In case you guys didn't know, yeah, CM Punk lost in like 2 minutes. But we could talk about that a little later. For everybody that was at the show earlier, thanks for watching. I had to leave. I had an emergency. And it was very important. But yeah. Anyway, yes. As you could see in the thumbnail, and of course the name of the show, Eddie Kingston has been suspended. Polar family, what's up? How you doing? Tom, what's up? It's not allegedly, it's confirmed. Little Cherry, thanks for supporting. Tom, what's up, buddy? How you doing? And Khalid, what's up? How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, everybody. So yeah, in case you guys didn't hear, Fightful Select just reported it. That Eddie Kingston was suspended. And what's up, Mr. Me Too? Hey, Mick. Yes, Eddie Kingston was suspended. Him and his boy, supposedly his boy Sammy Guevara got in it together. They got into it backstage. I'm doing good. I'm glad you're doing good as well. They got into it backstage, and apparently Eddie Kingston took a swing at Sammy Guevara. And this is the actual clipping. This is what Fightful Select has reported. Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara are supposed to compete all out, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. AEW has confirmed one was or another, but Kingston has been off television the last couple of weeks. With Fightful gaining word, he was briefly suspended by the company. Fightful has been unable to confirm that the All Elite Wrestling, but has heard he's already completed it. Kingston has not been present at recent All Elite segments, and we've been told at least one segment to build up the once planned All Out match was scrapped. Rumors among the talent that we've heard said Guevara and Kingston had developed heat and devolved into an altercation. The word backstage was that Guevara made a comment about Kingston's physique, and Kingston took a swing at him. We've not confirmed with anyone who witnessed it if they reached out to all parties. The feud is continuing as Sammy and Ty Mello are taking on Ortiz and Ruby Soho on Rampage. Fightful Sean Ross Sapp, who broke this story, so thanks to him, noted head of AEW Dynamite on Twitter that all out changes were happening. At the time, there were no matches that were publicly set for the show that would end up on the actual card. They haven't learned that the situation has been rectified or the status of the matches moving forward. So, there you go. So, apparently, Eddie Kingston suspended. What's up, Zion? How you doing? Tantalizer Tony is better than Tony Khan. Thank you, sir. Okay, so let's say I could see Guevara. Is it Guevara? Whatever it's pronounced. Guevara. I can see Sammy. I can see Sammy saying that because he does have a dad bod. He basically has a tantalizing Tony bod. You know, I got more muscles. Anyway, the old schooling. What's up, my brother? Anthony Blackwell Jr. Yeah, Fightful Select reported it. I felt bad about. I had to leave, guys. I had emergency, but yeah, it sounds like something Guevara would do. I mean, I'm just speculating. Yeah, I got a little muscle tone. That was something right there. Look at that. Somebody likes it somewhere. I wish. Anyway, but apparently Kingston didn't take kindly to the words, and they got into a physical altercation, and he was suspended. So my thing is this too: is Tony Khan playing favorites? He was at Sammy's wedding. I mean, now I know you can't just take a pot shot at anybody, but at the same time, Sammy seems to be a little arrogant. He's got his hot wife. I think they should have both been suspended. That's the point. That's not muscle. That's my figure. Listen, bro. I've been working real hard on these Golden Bear. Come on, look at that right there. Got a little something going on. Ouch, I hurt myself. Medic. But no, what do you guys think about this? What do you think? Let me know. Because you can't just go around swinging at somebody. But at the same time, do you really want to put your hands? Do you really want to disrespect somebody's body? I mean, Eddie Kingston is a little older, and I have said, maybe Kingston should get in better shape. But if that's the case, we should all get in better shape. Because I have definitely got some flab going on here. You and I have that in common, two over the hill former wrestlers. Facts, Tom. Me and you, over the hill former wrestlers. Fact, bro. Facts. Over the hill. You ain't lying. But doesn't mean we still can't have one more match. Joey Conway. Anyway, what do you guys think in the chat? What do you think about this? What do you think about Kingston getting suspended? Now, apparently suspension's over, but it was just reported a little while ago. I'm a Patreon for Sean Ross Sapp, so I try to get little things ahead of time. Oh, thank you, Tornado Tag Podcast. I wonder what your name is. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate it. And shout out to Anthony for, I don't know if he can come in, but I'm going to just send him a quick invite because Anthony has really been stepping up for the channel. I know Richie's sleeping, so I don't want to bother him. But let me send Anthony a quick invite. He wants to jump in really quick. Copy the clipboard. As you guys can see, we can sleep. We don't sleep. New message from who? Who gave me a message? There we go. Peace. Send it to the internet. There we go. Hold on. I got another message. Who is this? I love that people message me. What does he say? Oh. Well, that's good. You're no bum, bro. You are freaking the GOAT. The GOAT. And this ain't going to be a long video, everybody. But I think I just, I like to report the news just in case you guys didn't hear it or just in case, Sean Rossap, also Bray Wyatt. He didn't say it for sure, but I love to join your shows, bro. And I'm parallel. Yeah, Tom, we'll talk, bro. Yeah, it's tough to get everybody on the show, but I definitely love to give people a chance to have a little, tell them to say what they need to say. Who was messaging me? This is crazy. Yo, Tony, why do you get suspended? Oh, the champ is here. There he is. He's in his bed. Guys, be quiet.
What's up?
Heidi's sleeping. Heidi's sleeping. Be quiet.
I'm laying on the couch.
So, Ed, real quick, did you know he got
I can
suspended?
barely hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Hold on.
Is that you or me?
I don't know. For some reason, my audio is really low.
Oh, are you on your phone? We lost Anthony. Richie, I sent you an invite. I don't know if you got it. But what do you guys think about this? W's game over AEW. Micah, AEW's in a little bit of trouble. Just a little. Especially after tonight's debacle. Let me see. We got Anthony back. You hear me now?
I hear you. It's really quiet, though.
I hope can everybody else hear me okay? I hope my mic's not messed up. Oh, God. I gotta get a new wire. But yeah, did you know about this suspension?
No.
Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp reported at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was still awake. So I figured I'd report it. Micah, what happened is that apparently Sammy Guevara said something about his physique, about him being fat, and he took a swing at Sammy, and Tony Khan suspended Eddie. Now my thing is this: I always knew that Tony Khan was a fanboy, Anthony, but it's coming out more and more that he really doesn't seem like he's a very good CEO or booker or GM, whatever you want to call him, because it looks like a lot of things are falling down the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with tonight's match.
Yeah. No. I agree. It's like I said. There's a lot of bad things being reported going on backstage there.
Yeah, and and like I said, thank you so much for holding it down with Kira and Bobby. I had to run out, but I never got a chance to talk to you about the CM Punk thing. I mean, I'm still shocked about that.
I'll stay on here with you here, but I'm gonna join in with my computer because I can barely hear you.
Okay, bro, we'll be here.
It won't be the full cool setup. I'm not plugging everything in.
Yeah, don't worry about it, bro. No judgment made. But yeah, guys, what are you thinking? Yeah, what's up, everybody? Hey, Zubin, what's up? Once again, in case you guys didn't know, Eddie Kingston got suspended because he took a swing at Sammy because Sammy basically called him fat. I mean, I'm proud of my dad bod. I got a dad bod with biceps. How about that, guys? A dad bod with biceps. Look at that, baby. Do you see the guns in? There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, straight back from Von Wagner's house.
It's good to see you guys. Some wrestling. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Hopefully Anthony comes back.
The whole CM Punk, and I heard about that, what you're talking about now. I'm sorry. Kingston, I don't know what's going on. It's turmoil AEW, man. I think CM Punk, the angle, I think that's a work.
I don't know about that, but let's talk about this first because this goes to, we were talking about this earlier, and Anthony, you can attest to this. This goes to lack of leadership. If you think, what do you guys think about that?
I think my camera's froze.
Yeah, he is you're frozen, bro. I gave you my connection tonight. So it is lack of leadership. I think he was busy in the beginning, and this is one thing that I think a lot of people haven't brought up, and this is my honest opinion. Cody being gone is a big impact on that company.
You know what? I never thought about that, Anthony. What do you think about that?
How so?
As far as a locker room standpoint, as far as like, I guess maybe having that type of foot that he put, Cody. I think Cody was the one that used to put his foot down, like basically, no, this is the way we're going. I know they've had the free range of storylines, but you still had to have a direction of what the hell was gonna, go on. But I think it was more structured with him there. And when he left, I think it was just like, okay, let's see how we could run the asylum without him here. You know, and I know Tony Khan he wants to see me get over, and he loves me for all these. Come on, think about it, you're in the business, you go to AEW, you're a name for a marquee name, you go there. Tony Khan's a fan of yours. You're telling me that at some point you're not gonna say, yeah, this guy, I got this guy in the bag. I can get whatever I want from this guy, whatever title, whatever story, anything, and he's gonna do it. So, you know,
I will say that all reports when Cody was towards the end or towards when he was going through everything, a lot of reports are saying that the Bucks and Kenny did not see eye to eye with Cody and the way he was trying to book himself, and he was essentially politicking to make himself top dog, and was almost like only cared about himself, is essentially what some of the reports are coming out as.
I find it hard to believe because you see what Cody did while he was in AEW. I don't even believe he never held the AEW world title. So I think if he was selfish or he was the creator of the company, I think he would have made himself.
But why did he leave?
Huh?
What was one of the reasons he said why he left?
I think it was the whole thing with Tony Khan.
He wanted to be a world champion.
Yeah.
But he booked himself to not be world champion. That was his booking.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't book one thing and then say, well, now I changed my mind. And then essentially Tony Khan took away his creative freedom.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's I just think it's a trickle effect when he left. Something he was doing. And I think when he left, people felt like they could take advantage of Tony Khan because he's a fan. And I think that's what it is, especially with CM Punk.
This is what it's all about. I mean, if you want to go to the whole root of the problem, it's Tony Khan. Tony Khan's not running this like a business. He's running this like this is some backyard wrestling show where he's having fun. And you got to realize that these guys got giant egos and a lot of money's involved and sponsors are involved. And these ratings are terrible. I'm sorry, I don't know what the ratings did today, but for them to be a wrestling show, they're supposed to be the big company to be competing with WWE, their ratings are terrible. And now you got terrible ratings, and now you got backstage stuff with people that are making millions of dollars. This is what I can't understand. You signed CM Punk for arguably what they say maybe $4 million is what he was getting. $4 million. Now, I don't know if that's true or not.
That's like a year. That's a year, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure, but whatever, maybe it's his full contract. I'm not sure, but what Anthony said is true. It's not a publicly traded company, so we don't know, but we know he's getting the millions. That is easy to say because if Nyla Rose is getting $2 million, I'm pretty sure that CM Punk is getting a bit more, as is Jericho, as is
Danielson.
Yes. So here's my thing: these guys are making all this money. And now you want to be the champ too? I mean, Cody as well. Like these egos, it's not enough for them just to have the money. They have to have everything too.
I'll tell you the person who came into that company and worked with all the young talent, and that's Bryan Danielson. That's a man who's been putting guys over, and for real.
Well, Danielson is a different kind of animal. Plus, he's got a hot wife that's rich and has her own show, so he has to worry about money. Yeah. But back to the matter at hand. Eddie Kingston is another one that's a loose cannon back there. Not to mention Sammy looks like him and his, I hate to say it, but him and his hot wife, they seem to be a problem as well. This is a dysfunctional company.
I think CM Punk brought the politics to AEW, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. And Boom Baby, hello, how are you? And I saw that you had another loss in your family, Boom Baby. Jeez, you can't catch a break.
Boom Baby, my love goes out to you and my heart goes out to you. And this time, stay strong. I know it's easier said than done, but I know. Stay strong. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your daily, this is my advice to you, keep your daily routine. I know it's tough, but keep your daily routine. And trust me, it worked for me. And it helped me get past things. So that's all I wanted to say.
And we appreciate that, Richie. And shout out to Moon Baby. Tom Gardner says Khan needs to understand psychology of the business more than he can before he can get to be a promoter. I think it's not just psychology. I think he has to stop playing favorites and stop, being a fanboy. Anthony, what do you think?
I think no matter what level you are, you're going to have people that are going to do that. Obviously, Triple H is going to have his favorites here soon. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that anywhere. So I think the whole Tony Khan to that standard is different, not any different than anybody else. But he does going to have the lack of experience, so that's going to be put on him first and foremost. But it's if you're going to have your top guys, and you're going to it's just getting to the point where he brought in all these people. If you have a team. I can just say from perfect experience. I've run a podcast team. I've had at one point in time, I had over 12 different members on my podcast team. And sometimes I bring people in that I'm like, man, this person can be valuable and this person would be really, really good. And they're out there and they're a good free agent and I can bring aboard my team. And then they don't collide with somebody else that's on my team. And then they butt heads. And then I'm sitting here thinking, well, I see value in you and I see value in you. And I'm sitting here trying to make overall a product and make a good product, but I have two of my talent that hate each other or disagree with each other and can't get along with each other.
Anthony, folks, I think he was going to say that, then he's got to maybe get rid of one of the talents or both of them. But, I
think it's about structure, like you said. It's about putting your foot down as a boss. Anthony, go ahead. I think you're back.
Hello?
Get back, Anthony. Get back, buddy.
I'm back. I don't know what the last thing you heard.
No, he's not. He's cutting in and out.
I don't know. On my end, I don't have any issues. I don't know what's going on.
There you go, bro. Talk. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not even getting the signal interference. I don't know what's happening right now. Yeah. What's the last thing you heard?
That you stopped right at the point where your two guys didn't get along, and then?
Oh, yeah, you have two people that don't get along, but you eventually need to put a product out, and you see value in both of them, but then you have to deal with the drama. That happens in any situation you're going to be at. Yeah.
Yeah, and and I appreciate what you said about Triple H having his favorites, and yeah, I agree he will. He'll put his people on top, but I'm pretty sure he's going to run a tighter ship backstage. He's not going to take all this backbiting and arguing, or you won't be there. They had a meeting tonight apparently at AEW, and what exactly did get accomplished?
I think it could have been a meeting. Like if this is all like storyline, and maybe it's talent don't know what the hell's going on with certain things. Maybe they want clarity on certain situations. So maybe that's what the meeting was about. And say, listen, guys, this is the direction we're going. We're going with Mox. He's going to have the belt after tonight. Punk is not all the way healed, and until he's healed, he's not going to carry the title. And that's it. And I think that's what basically.
So you honestly think he's still injured?
I don't know. I think when you really look back at the match tonight, it wasn't a lot to really review. But if you look when Moxley left out through the crowd, if you see when CM Punk was being helped out and the camera caught the perfect shot of him looking back at Moxley in the crowd, that right there shows you that this has to be storyline driven. So something's going to come out of this for All Out. There's no way. I don't think they have Punk not there somehow. This is how they're turning Punk heel. They're playing on him being a WWE guy, wanting this money, and this is where MJF comes in. It's got to be all story.
I'm going to say this, and Antonio Franco is Antonio Franco is very knowledgeable.
And let me tell you, I'm not to interrupt you, Tone, but this is the reason why it's going on, because pretty soon Tony Khan's going to have an interview with the executives to get ROH a TV deal. So he's trying to make the ratings look great for these next few weeks. So this is all to get interest in AEW, to get people to watch, like, oh, is this real? Is this not? To try to make him look better for a proposal for ROH and a TV deal.
I think I don't know if that could be the case, but I know this much. I know that Ring of Honor is in trouble now as well, because you can't keep the main company down and they're the parent company of the other company you just bought. It doesn't look good to, number one, investors, doesn't look good to advertisers, and it looks terrible to the talent. What about these young guys that are coming up that are dying to be in these companies, and these guys can't get their crap together? You got these young guys coming up like Garcia, Yuta, and Dante Martin and Lee Moriarty, and there's a few others that they want their time to shine. And these vets who are in their 50s, mid-40 are acting like babies. You've had your time. Nothing wrong making your money. Listen, if anybody doesn't think that they see Tony Khan as a cash cow, you got it messed up, because they know Tony Khan's pockets are deep, and they know he's a fanboy, and they're going to take advantage of him. And that's what's happening. Like, because you think about this, if there was an altercation backstage in WWE, I mean, what? Like, what kind of crap is this that Sammy Guevara is body shaming somebody? Not to mention, who knows what Eddie Kingston said to get there? Like, this is like kindergarten.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't buy for a second that Punk is legit hurt. Not for a second.
I'm with you. I think that he's taking his ball. He's going home again. That's what I think.
He pulled a best of both worlds. He pulled a Shawn and a Brett in the same night. I'm hurt and I'm not losing in my hometown. I'll see you later. Oh, and not only you're going to give me one of your finishers, you have to give me two. And I'm gonna get up after it and I'm gonna walk to the back. But make sure you keep the camera on me. And I'll buy it.
I'm with you 100%. It's too perfect.
He didn't re-injure shit.
Not to mention,
I think his ego is injured, if anything.
Not to mention this. The world title is not the main event. It's not the last match on the card.
The only way I can justify that is because it ended with Kenny and the Bucks staring down Will Ospreay.
Yeah, how was that? Was that good?
It's all right. I said it's a shame because I think they set up a lot for the pay-per-view. I think the match with the trios match was good. I thought the women's match was good. I thought the FTR Dax and Jay Lethal was good.
I thought that was good.
But if you're selling us a steak dinner and you're selling us this amazing piece of cut and it's going to be amazing and it's going to be mouth-watering, it's going to be juicy, and you're going to get all these other cool things with your meal, you're going to get the bread, you're going to get the corn, you're going to get the baked bean, like whatever it may be what you're into, and then you show up to your dinner and your steak is this big and it's not even that good of a cut. No matter how good everything else is, like we were giving it a rating. I almost have to cut the show in half because you put your main title on TV and it was a stupid finish.
Real quick, Jessica. CM Punk said he injured his foot months ago, and apparently he said it was hurt again during the match. He lost in like under 2 minutes. Basically, what we're speculating that CM Punk took his ball and went home because he didn't want to lose in his hometown in Chicago next week. So we don't think he's really hurt. And I love that Anthony definitely correlated too with Shawn and Brett. Pull a Shawn and a Brett. What an oxymoron that is, huh? That you pulled a Shawn and a Brett in the same deal. But think about it. Shawn used to complain he was hurt, didn't want to drop the title, and Brett didn't want to lose the title in his hometown. So yeah.
I don't know, man. I said a while ago, I don't know what is said on camera, off camera, but I said a while ago, I said it doesn't make sense in this promo to bury Jon Moxley, to say he's not good when you know he's your third guy in your company, and then have him lose the title to you in Chicago. I don't see a situation where that makes sense. But I said I think if Mox wins tonight, I think there's more to be said about what's going on backstage. Because nothing about that title change tonight seems like it was the overall long-term story booking or storytelling of that story.
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic how that ended after all this build. And
if people are saying, and they are, people are saying, well, get over it. That's what the way the story is supposed to be. Mox is supposed to be the champion. I disagree. I strongly disagree. And if that was their booking, that's lazy booking. This looked like when you go to a show and someone doesn't want to do business backstage, but everyone's professional enough to get the match in the ring, and then you go out there and you call an audible and you get out of town. You get out of the show and you work on it the next one, and you talk more backstage about how you're going to fix it. That's what that match looked like to me. That looked like a clear difference of agreements when it comes to creative, and everyone came to an agreement on how the match was going to end, and it was literally booked So Punk looked strong because he took 2 finishers. Also, the doctors didn't have a chance to stop it because his foot was in. Like, everything about that screams like terrible wrestling booking. It's cop out wrestling booking. That's essentially what that was. If you're in the business or if you're smart to the business, you know, I'll take a quick roll up. I'll take a DQ. Someone comes in and screws me out of my fin. Like, it's because you don't want to lose clean. Like, all of that looked really, really weak to me. And if that was their long-term storytelling and booking, to me, either you're not good at your job or you're lying.
And everything you say, I agree 100%. I think that if this was the plan, this is the laziest booking in the history of booking over a world championship match. But like my speculation and yours, I think is true. I think Punk is a crybaby, and he didn't want to lose to Chicago because that's what they were going to do because they're sick of him. And I think maybe, I mean, this is all speculation, but if I'm working backstage, right, and I've been there and I'm busting my ass, CM Punk comes in, you think the CM Punk's going to come in and make everything better because of his name and the numbers are going to go up, and the next thing you know, this guy's backstage politicking and crying and bitching and moaning. I'm pretty sure a lot of the wrestlers got together and said, yo, man, we didn't deal with this bullshit.
Do you know who this sucks for the most, though?
MJF.
Why am I being cut again? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in and out.
I don't know dude. I'm not even getting like notification that my internet is bad. Like, they're not even telling me. It just cuts my game.
StreamYard's the worst, bro. But MJF,
this sucks for MJF because he put a lot of work into this story and he put a lot of effort into doing this 3-deal thing with Punk, and it's going to lead to possibly MJF becoming one of the youngest champions in wrestling history. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that like now he can't play ball and essentially that whole storyline goes out the window at some point. That's kind of shitty for him.
Not to mention that
he invested a lot in that story.
Yeah, not to mention that everybody speculates that MJF is the crybaby and he's not the professional one, but the real crybaby is the vet, the guy that's the voice of the voiceless. He's the voice for himself. And if anybody starts cheering CM Punk after this, they're freaking morons. Because I'm over this guy, and if this was his last match ever, good riddance. I think Anthony's frozen.
No, I'm reading.
Oh,
I think
that was
MJF
good.
Team up a major swerve. No, that would be ridiculous if they team up.
No,
that's no. I'm not trying to like shit. Like that's not good booking. Like, your whole storyline is essentially you were turning one into the other, and you were going to turn MJF into this giant tweener babyface. It's I don't know. If that's the way it's going down, you set that all that work you put in was for nothing now.
Yeah, I don't agree. I mean, I get where Richie's coming from, but I think that would just it would that everything they did with
MJF working with talent as a team or a stable is over. MJF is ready to fly solo.
Agreed. So yeah, once again, guys, in case you missed it,
But here's the thing, Lamar. How much of this is old Punk, and how much of this is just Punk being Punk? Because this is the same old song and dance, just change the promotion name. He tries to be the voice of the locker room to make everything different and change, but a lot of that change and different. And I'm not trying to recreate Triple H's promo, but there is truth.
But he's
in that.
right.
All that stuff is you want to be you as long as it benefits you, then you want that change to be it. And if it doesn't cater to you, then who cares?
Triple H, people don't give Triple H the credit he deserves. They think Triple H is smart, but Triple H is a lot smarter than he lets on to be with a lot of things, because everything Triple H has put his hands on turned to gold, and everything he said has come true. And by the way, if you're here for the first time, hit that subscribe. And guys, hit those likes. Ow, I just stubbed my toe. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, I have no shoes on under this desk. My God, that hurt. But
no, I don't think CM Punk comes. I don't think Triple H. I can see. All right, here's where I will say I think Triple H brings back CM Punk.
Oh.
They lock him into a deal, not for as much as he probably wants, but they lock him into a deal and they sting him. He just loses to everybody until he cries and goes home, and then he makes another spectacle of himself. And Triple H says, "Here he is again in another company causing backstage problems. We're going to release you from your contract. Hey, good luck. Good luck. Have fun autograph signing the rest of your career.
Right. Because the money that's listen, a couple $1 million is nothing to them.
Triple H will throw money at him so he can go. Triple H, I can see Triple H giving him money, booking him the way he wants to book him, and giving him enough rope to hang himself. And I'm not making a suicide joke; it's just a terminology where he's very dangerously at the point now in his career that if he keeps this up, he's going to ruin his legacy. He's going to ruin his ability to work with people, and he's going to ruin his ability to make a living in this industry.
I think he's there. I think he's at that point. I think he's right on the cusp.
Yeah.
I think that people are sick of this because if you thought about it, like, did you see the reaction to the fans this last night? They were in shock, but they weren't rioting. Like, think about if John Cena lost.
Took the air out of the building. I think people were trying to process it and realizing. I think the smart fans are processing it and realizing, like, oh, this is problematic.
Yeah.
And if it is all kayfabe and it is all a giant work, kudos because you're doing a great job doing it.
They got us.
But if it's not, this is rough.
Hunter wants to know where Brian Cage is.
In the same place Wardlow is. He's and Lance Archer and name another guy over 6'2". It's they work in a company that don't know how to book big guys.
Yeah, Brian Cage was at Icons of Wrestling, I believe.
Yes.
Richie thinks it'll work. I don't. I really think that CM Punk believes he's better. First of all, I never agree with the best in the world thing. Even when he wrestled Jericho at WrestleMania 28, I don't get what the phenomenon is with CM Punk. I really don't. He's a good wrestler.
Yeah, everyone told me I need to come back to wrestling because of CM Punk, and everyone who had told me to come back and watch CM Punk is because of the pipe bomb promo because they all bought that it was real. And then I watched. I go, "Oh, you realize that's not 100%, right?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" I said, "They don't give you but the mic got cut off halfway through." I go, "I can't talk wrestling with you because you're dumb."
Richie think it's a work. I don't.
Yeah, but he's saying it's a work. This is why I wish he was in here because I feel like it's easier to talk to him face. But like he says it's a work, but then he's like, "Well, fuck CM Punk. He's a crybaby. He's a crybaby. So is he a crybaby, and you're upset about it, or is it a giant work and you know what I mean? Like, I just think you throw too many beans in too many pots, so you can't you know what I'm saying?
I like beans. Kidney beans are delicious.
So is he a con? Like I said, like is it the work? But he's the best con artist in the world. So is he a con artist? Or is he amazing at work in the crowd? You can't pick both sides of that spectrum there.
And if that's the case, if this is a work, bro, they pulled off the heist of the century pulled the wool over our eyes because, yeah, it's a work shoot. Richie, you're confusing me now. Is it a shoot? Is it a work shoot?
Saying something is a work shoot as a fan is essentially saying, I'm a little bit right in both spectrums, so I can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. But I know Richie said in one aspect, he doesn't like CM Punk at all. But he's thinking he hates the guy, but maybe the guy is pulling one over on us. I can understand that, but pick a side, bruh. Brian Cage is Ring of Honor at the moment.
I thought that broke up last show, the last ROH review. I thought they broke that stable up.
Lamar says Punk keeps burning bridges. He want me to make a living. Yeah, he's. I mean, he'll be able to sign autographs. He'll be able to go to Icons. But see, this is the thing. CM Punk's the kind of guy you want to smack in the face because he just looks like a dick. You know, he just not approachable. You know, he's not approachable anyway. And sometimes I get it. You're tired. But have you ever heard of a nice story of CM Punk stopped and gave a kid an autograph or anything? You don't hear nothing good about this guy. You never hear anything good about CM Punk. That he did something nice or, oh, man, it was cool meeting. You never, oh, man, it was so cool meeting CM Punk. You never hear that.
I don't know, man. When I was a kid, I never bought into the excellence of execution. I just never bought into that person. I never bought into that character. And a lot of minus obviously the fact that CM Punk will never be able to wrestle like Bret Hart ever will, not even on his best day. I get a lot of that same personality characteristics from him as I do the other person. You've never seen Bret go out of his way for I never really seen Bret go out of his way for a fan.
I told you my story with Bret, right?
No.
Yeah, WrestleMania 31 access. I paid big money to get a VIP with Bret. And when I used to wrestle, I wrestled for a company called UWF in New York. Bruce Hart was the booker. And he booked me to do some things with him, like do a turn angle. I was a guest referee and turned on my friends and whatever. But long story short, I would talk to Bruce on the phone, had his phone number, would call him just to see how he was doing. And I talked to him like the night before access. He says, it ain't, that they're very deliberate talk. Tantalizing. Make sure you tell Bret.
Sorry, Tom Gardner, but Punk doesn't need money. He doesn't need to spend anything. Plus, his wife is a producer at a women's wrestling company. Trust me, that check is not as big as you think it is.
And that company's in trouble. But,
if you only knew.
Yeah, if you only knew. But so he goes, yeah, tell Bret.
Wow, Women of Wow Wrestling or whatever it's called is not paying their rent. Trust me.
Definitely not. Tell Bret I say hello. Okay, tantalizing. All right, Bruce. So I get up to see Bret. I'm like, hey, Bret, I know your brother Bruce. He trained me a little bit. I've been working with him. I've been waiting so long to meet you. He's told me so many stories about the dungeon, and then he goes, yeah, just take your picture. Let's go, kid. I was like, kid? Let's take your picture. I was like, I paid $400 for this access ticket to get a picture with Bret from the sign to my titles. And he just didn't even acknowledge that. I explained to him, I basically wrestled because of him, Steamboat, and
Real
Seth.
quick, I'm not sure if you know Hunter personally, but Hunter, if you have a question, just put it in the chat. Don't make Tony look at his phone or wherever he has to go off the screen to do the question. Unless it's private, obviously. But if you want him to answer it publicly, then just put it in the chat.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
He said he sent you another question.
Where is it?
What I'm saying is I didn't see him post any other question.
Oh, wait, Hunter, do you think Triple H bring Punk?
Oh, I see it now. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, we answered that. And then where's Brian Cage? I answered that one. And I think Anthony answered Triple H about how you would bring him back and just.
I guess you didn't answer it. He didn't like my answer.
Your answer was good. But so Bret basically, and he's got a line full. I mean, the line is long. Now you get $40 a pop, right? And there's a line maybe literally 200 to 300 people long.
But Bret never had his payday. I never got the payday everybody else is getting because Goldberg broke my neck. Bro, I'm sure you got payday. If people are paying $400 a pop for you and your line is 300 people long, I'm sure you're doing pretty well. He just upset that he has to sit in those con lines and do stuff.
Yeah, let me tell you, he signs and it just put you on your way. What's up, Sideshow on Acid? Eddie Kingston was suspended. Eddie Kingston was suspended due to a altercation with Sammy Guevara backstage. Sammy Guevara called him fat. Eddie Kingston took a swing. Tony Khan suspended Eddie Kingston. Now you're caught up, bro. Good. Thanks for coming to the channel, Sideshow on Acid. Your name
gave him a concussion, but also hurt his neck, right? Is that what it was? It was a neck and a concussion injury?
Yeah, the concussion was put him out, but the concussion is what put him out. But I don't know, and I feel bad for Bret that he went to a shitty ass company, he got kicked in the face and kicked in the head. I mean, but it's part of wrestling. That's you know what you sign up for. Sideshow, by the way, I've never seen your name before, so hit that like, bro, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for coming through, bro. He's gonna say I already subscribed, and so thank you if you did. But yeah, so Bret, you can't be here.
Just let me get Hunter out of the way. I'll read it and you can answer it because obviously maybe my answers aren't good. Do you think Triple H would use him better than Tony Khan? Brian Cage.
I think anybody in WWF will use a big man better than Tony Khan would. That goes for Wardlow, Hobbs, Cage. I think Lance Archer would be a star in the WWE.
Here's my question. Dude talking with Tony reminds me of Midian. All right, I'll take that.
That's Anthony, guys. That's Anthony Blackwell Jr., also known as Tony Squared.
Where was all this Brian Cage love when he was looking for a deal outside of Lucha Underground? Like, why didn't WWE go clamoring for Brian Cage in those situations? Why was Brian Cage always an Impact guy? Why was he always in TNA? I mean, he's not like Brian Cage is brand new to the scene. He's been around a long time.
That is true as well.
Sideshow's been a lurker.
He's been behind the scenes, behind the shadows. That's cool with me. Every subscriber.
Thank you for interacting and chatting. That means a lot, especially someone who makes content who has people who don't talk or interact or do any of this stuff. That's cool for the person creating content when people chat.
Let's put his name on just so we can see it, because he might not ever come back. Sideshow on Acid. I like that name. I don't know what it means, but I like it.
No, I think Tony Khan sees this as a giant party.
I mean, he's got the money. When you got that's the thing. When you got the kind of money, when you got the kind of money Tony Khan has,
Tony Khan is sniffing CM Punk's contract away every Thursday night.
Jeez, if this thing fails, if AEW fails, it will mean nothing to Tony Khan.
Yeah, he's not gonna be fucking struggling.
It means nothing.
He just spent his allowance money. Is essentially what happened here.
Yes, because his daddy gave it to him. Any more questions in the chat? Listen, you guys want to say something else before we go? Between Anthony, Richie, Kira, and now Big Bucks Bobby and myself, we hope you're enjoying the channel. As you see, we go live at 2 a.m. in the morning. Just if we hear something, I'll jump on. Anthony messages me. He jumps in the chat. Same thing with Richie. You guys, these guys are the GOATs. I don't get to say thank you to them enough. Kira's sleeping. She's actually right behind me, knocked out in the chair. I just want to tell you, Anthony and Richie, I know you're watching. You make this channel better. I know you both have your trials and tribulations going on in your real lives, because this right here is not real life. But I appreciate you guys always being professional and especially just having my back. Like today was a perfect example. I had to run out and get rat poison because I have a rat in the kitchen the size of a freaking small dog, and I had to go. So Hunter, never apologize for sending questions or messages, bro. Don't apologize.
No, Hunter, I came at you a little weird there. I thought, so some people in here, I'm still learning the audience too. So some people personally know Tony and they send him private messages, and then they'll bombard his personal messages and then bombard the chat with the same things over and over and over again, because it is hard to go through all the comments and we do miss things. You know what I mean? And I thought maybe you were in that situation where you were sending private and personal. So that's my bad, dude. Hunter, I'll take the fault for that. You know what I'm saying?
There's Shane. What's up, Shane? How you doing? You miss AEW tonight, Shane? Sorry that you missed it. In case you missed, you want what happened, bro? You want to know what happened tonight? We don't want to spoil it for you. But in the meantime, somebody asked, do you have your own channel, Anthony? Anthony does have his own channel, and this is it right here.
Yeah, that amazing 212 subscribers. We will be live tomorrow night at 7:30. If you click videos, Tony.
Yes, sir.
Click that videos tab and then scroll down and it should be right. Maybe somewhere in there. Maybe it's not there. That's cool.
I make
Thank
it
you.
big.
No, it for some reason it doesn't put the new one that's supposed to be there, just saying like remind me when it goes live. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Maybe go back to home, see if it's there. Maybe I just missed it. Keep going. Let's see what we got here. Well, there's my other channels too. All those are my channels as well. So tomorrow night we'll be live at 7:30. We're doing the history of William Regal. So we cover a little bit more history-based topics and we talk about old school wrestling. And then towards the end of the show, we do like current day, so we'll talk about our opinions of what we think about what happened yesterday and all the news that's going on in professional wrestling. So quick, you want me to run it down quick?
Yeah, I will put the card up so you can give me 1 second and you can spoil it for him because you do it much better than me. All right, here was the card tonight.
All right, so essentially, Dax Harwood, Jay Lethal wrestled. Everything was cool. It was a great match. Ricky Starks came out and challenged Powerhouse Hobbs to a match at All Out. Death Triangle was defeated by Will Ospreay and Aussie Open with a assistance from Kip Sabian, who was not in the cardboard box head. It was somebody else. So Kip Sabian attacked Pac, which helped Will Ospreay and Aussie Open win, which now sets up Aussie Open versus the Elite, which we'll get to see Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega in the same ring. Billy Gunn was defeated by Colton. Don't remember.
Yeah. Yes.
It was kind of a throwaway.
Yes,
at the very end, the Guns jumped Billy and the Acclaimed. Then the Swerve and Keith Lee came out for the save. Then backstage, they said the only reason we saved you because you think you'd be good competitors for the title. So now we're getting the Acclaim versus Swerve and Keith Lee at the pay-per-view. Britt Baker and DMD versus Kaylin King. Before the match, Thunder Rosa gave up a crying promo saying that she's hurt, but she's still going to keep these titles. She's going to be an interim. So they're going to crown an interim title for the women's division at All Out, which will be Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Sheeta, and Tony Storm. And we will be crowned a new interim champion. I'm sorry, there's another match that was Bryan Danielson versus Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho at All Out. And there was, I feel like there was another segment that set up a match, but we don't know. I'm not saying.
Well, Daniel Garcia had to choose between.
He didn't really choose. He kind of just walked out of the ring.
Right. And then the main event.
So they did a very good job of saying some stuff that's going to be fun for next week, for the go-home week for AEW. We'll get to see the other side of the bracket culmination to find out who's going to go against the winner of Will Ospreay and another interim champ. So Thunder Rosa's hurt. They didn't say what the injury was or how long she's going to be gone. They just said that she will not be vacating her championship, and it will be an interim champion, and the interim champion will be crowned at All Out. Thank you for the subs. I appreciate it. I can use all the help I can get. If you can, but not just this channel, but my channel, hit that share, tell people I exist. That would be huge. But I'm also, if you're driving your car or you have a commute to work and you want to listen to something, we are on all audio platforms too. So if you have Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the whole nine, type in Tornado Tag Podcast, and we'll drive along to work with you.
He's big time. And then Moxley versus Punk, guys. Punk lost in 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was more like maybe 4 to 6 minutes.
It was 2 minutes for me.
Counting entrances. CM Punk had the upper hand at the offense. He threw a head kick. When the head kick landed, his plant foot, he sold an injury. The doctors came over to look at him, and he scrambled from the doctors, got up really quick, took a clothesline, Mox hit him with 2 DDTs, 1, 2, 3 over. CM Punk gets carried walks to the back, and Moxley goes to the crowd.
And there's your update, Shane Barry, and thanks for stopping through. And guys, if this is your first time here, like Anthony said, subscribe to Tornado Tag Podcast, share his channel, and of course, share mine as well. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because as you can see, we go live anytime I'm awake.
Yeah, and if I can't hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I'm quitting. So, balls in your court. Quitting podcasting, I'll be full-time tantalizing Tony.
You will be a full-time anyway. Basically, yes.
Yeah, it was pretty much a squash.
It was a squash, and I called it too. It was a squash. Yeah, it's just there's so much backstage politics going on, Shane. It looks like Punk has worn out his welcome, and I think people are sick of him. We're just speculating, but I think Punk's taking his ball and going home, and I really hope he does. Good riddance, CM Punk. And I said this last week when I was on my rant, because I get into my rant, I said, F him. I hope he loses in 5 minutes, and we'll never see him again. Good. I can't wait till we see him in the Icons of Wrestling, and he's at the back table when I'm at the front table with my channel stuff. Hey, CM Punk has nobody on his line, and my line's 45 people long. CM Punk can kiss my ass. How's that?
Nailed it.
I don't care. You know,
I'll be the guy who has to work with him. I'll be the one sitting next to him taking pictures.
Please don't.
Because my company will bring him in.
Don't belittle yourself with this guy. It's just what it is about it. CM Punk's the type of guy that he doesn't look like a wrestler. He doesn't carry himself like a wrestler. And guess who he appeals to? Everybody. Because all of us, like me, I'm not the best. I don't look like a wrestler, you know, but he's the voice of the voiceless. And he doesn't take advantage of the platform he has by uplifting people. All he does is uplift himself. And that's not what the business is about. That's not what life's about. So if this is the last we see of CM Punk, goodbye.
Can we say that CM Punk is he's a Brett guy, but wants to be Sean, but can't get enough stroke to make his own click?
Wow. Can't get enough stroke to make his own click.
I mean, everyone who was his friend essentially isn't friends with him anymore. He tries to politic his way to be the top guy in the company and try to bring his friends along with him, and then halfway through his friends bail on him, and then he becomes, instead of the top guy in the company by politicking, he becomes public enemy in the company. He's not politicking and being the voice of the voiceless to make positive changes. It's more or less to make changes that benefit him and the people he wants to be top.
Shane, the word has been lately that Punk has been backstage causing all types of problems. And tonight was a definite...
And last week he shot on Hangman Page on a promo.
Yeah, unscripted. And this is what this is really what the trickle-down effect has happened. If in case you didn't know...
Eddie Kingston suspended, no, not fired.
Yeah, suspended. Suspended, no. In case you didn't hear, Shane, last week, Punk cut a promo on Hangman Page, unscripted. Hangman Page wasn't scripted to come out, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
He essentially told Hangman Page to come out and challenge him. I know you're in the back. Come out here, be a man, don't be a bitch. And he didn't even know he's going to be called out, so he couldn't respond to it. And he can't just go walking out there because he's not part of the segment.
I'm sorry, I would have came out. You called me out, Tony Khan made a call audible. Hey, Con, he called me out. You're going to fire Adam Page? You can fire him for that?
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if he went out and legit beat the shit out of CM Punk.
Sure. Anthony, do you know what happened between Colt Cabana and Punk?
The Colt Cabana CM Punk thing, I don't know every inch of the detail because that story is so convoluted and crazy. But a lot of it came out because Punk did a podcast with Colt and said information during the litigations of his stuff with WWE, and Colt produced it, and then he was mad at Colt for putting it out or something along those lines. But it was essentially they were really, really, really good friends, and it turned sour. Let me see if I can find like cliff notes.
I just got a story from the Sports Star. I don't know if this is right, but let's see. I'm gonna put it up here. CM Punk and Colt Cabana used to be best friends in wrestling, but an unfortunate legal battle over a lawsuit with WWE ended the friendship. CM Punk and Colt Cabana had been friends for years before the big falling out, ever since they were just rookies in the wrestling industry. Working their way up to superstardom, both men are now under the same employment in AEW, leaving fans to wonder, is there a reconciliation on the cards? The friendship unfolded between the two of the most popular leagues wrestling, which remains one of the most tragic occurrences in both men's careers. Their bond seemingly incredibly strong after decades worth of being friends in and outside of wrestling, despite their different trajectories, with Punk climbing all the way to being WWE's #1 champion for a while with Cabana making a name for himself on the independent scene wrestling, they still retain a powerful connection, which remained a very public pairing. While some fans believe that the feud AEW is destined, this would likely not happen due to the real life animosity between the two being strong. What happened? Let me see. What was the story? He's doing brother wrestling. What happened exactly? Eventually, both men signed with WWE by incredibly difficult success. CM Punk was able to reach the heights. Blah blah blah. Okay.
Here it is. So
Yeah,
during the podcast, CM Punk. I was kind of right. I just didn't know exactly. So during the Punk, CM alleged that WWE's doctor did not treat him properly, and he developed staph infection and a huge lump on his back that would get worse. Then the podcast aired, and WWE and the doctor sued CM Punk and Colt Cabana in a lawsuit. CM Punk won, but at a cost. And then after the trial, it was revealed that both men filed lawsuits against each other for the way it was handled. Colt claims that Punk offered to go and pay Colt Cabana's legal fees during the lawsuit that had Punk that he and Punk had a verbal contract. Colt Cabana argued that Punk should reimburse him for the legal fees that occurred after Punk's legal team were no longer handling Colt Cabana's side of the lawsuit. The lawsuit appeared to have ripped apart the friendship, and so essentially, Punk comes. So I come on your podcast, shit all over a company. I get sued for shitting on them. You get sued for fucking publishing it, but you're just doing your job as a content creator. I have some money and some stroke, and you're still working on the independent scene in ROH and not doing as well financially to go against a giant called WWE. CM Punk paid for lawyers, won the case, but refused to pay for Colt Cabana's, even though I came on your podcast and put it all out there. And essentially, Colt was like, "You left me high and dry here, my guy. Like you're not helping me at all." And Punk's like, "Yeah, it sucks to be you."
Sure.
Which I don't think Colt really does his podcast anymore either.
I don't think so either.
So that's essentially what happened there. So they were on the podcast together, and WWE sued them both, and then he took the
I got some breaking news. Jonathan Gresham to return at GCW Shooting Star.
What's that?
Jonathan Gresham to wrestle at GCW Shooting Star.
Oh, cool. The LV. If anyone's in Pennsylvania and you're near Bethlehem, or Bethlehem, whatever you want to call it, Bethlehem. They're doing a show at the Steel Stacks, which is like it's an old like World War II factory that they use as like a monument, and they put like concerts and stuff on there. They are doing an event this Saturday, and it's the LVAC show. And Orange Cassidy and Eddie Kingston will both be there.
Wow. Speaking of shows, I'm not going to a show this weekend. I know that NYWC has a show tomorrow night. I won't be there. But the SAT, they're doing an open house at their school on Sunday in New York City. I may be there. So we'll hit that notification bell, because there might be some superstars there that you guys might know, but I won't know until the day of. So keep in tune with the channel by hitting the notification.
This is my last weekend that I don't have a wrestling show for a minute. Well, the first weekend in wrestling that I don't have a wrestling show. And then the following weekend, the 3rd, which will be the day of Clash of Castle, I will be in Wildwood, New Jersey. So if you want to come out and see me, I'll be at Shore Star Wrestling. And then the week after that, I'll be at PPW. And then I have nothing booked until next PPW show on the 8th.
Yeah, and I'll be doing Clash at the Castle.
I'm not taking any more bookings either.
I'll be doing Clash at the Castle watch along. And then after that, I'll be jumping on a plane, most likely, to go to All Out. Yeah. And thank you for the gentleman who bought my ticket for the show.
Fucking jealous.
And you guys in the chat will be sending me super chat money for my plane ticket, I hope.
Do either of us own a wrestling company? No, we do not. I work for wrestling companies. I do wrestling commentary.
I do own a wrestling company. It's a TWF, and there's one champion, and he's me, and I never defend the title. And I have no ring, and that's no problem, because I don't need it. All right, let's call it a morning, a night, an afternoon, wherever you're watching. Anthony, thank you as always for jumping in and, being the GOAT.
Let's give these people like 3 more questions. Put 3 more questions in the chat.
I ain't giving them shit. I'm joking. And shout out to Richie. I know Richie's been going through it with his accident, so thank you, Richie, too, as always. Give us some more questions before we go, guys. Come on.
We're giving you the platform. Thank you guys for hanging out. And anyone who jumped over and subscribed to Tornado Tag, I appreciate that too.
Yeah, one more time, guys. Check it out. I'm going to put it back up there one more time so you guys can see it.
Because your boy is getting frustrated.
Yeah,
not at you or anything else. It's just frustrating when you put as much effort, time, and money and everything that I do with this, and it just doesn't seem to go anywhere. It's screaming into a void sucks.
I'm gonna am I going to All Out alone? I mean, I'm gonna be on the plane alone. I mean, I'll be sitting with some friends. I don't have a hotel, so I'm gonna be just coming in one day and going out the next morning. But I'll be all over social media. You guys know where I'm at. I always post everything.
Wow, dude, refresh it. Look how much it jumped.
Oh, let's go. All right.
216. Look at that.
Let's go, guys.
You guys are on YouTube too. If you scroll down, Tony, real quick. This is my shameless plug. I hate doing this. Interviews with Everyday People is Not Cool in High School, Banging Beers, and if you hit the right arrow, and Truth Behind Illusion are all me. If you can give those some love too. Obviously, you see 67 subscribers. Paranormal podcast, if you like ghosts, conspiracies, and all that metaphysical stuff. If you believe in it, or even if you don't believe in it, I'm the guy on the show who says I don't believe any of it. So it's funny. It's a fun debate. And then if you go back the other way, Tony. Beers, we drink beers and talk anything, movies, wrestling. It's a crazy one. Not Cool in High School is me and my wife, and we talk like horror movies and fun stuff like that.
I love this channel, guys.
Anything you guys can do to help would be great. We're trying my best to try to make some cool content, but as you can see, it's been about 4 years, and that's about as far as I've grown. And not that I'm slacking either. I mean, click on any of the channels real quick. Go to videos and just click on the most recent one. That one there, all 18 views of it. Yeah, that one. Like, we put production into it. Like, it's not like I'm just fucking winging it here and I'm not trying, you know?
And they were Native American. And you don't
Yeah,
really
there it is.
much
Try to make some good quality, pay some good mics, try to build a cool set.
allow yourself
Try our best, you know?
It builds up with
Thank you, Shane. I appreciate it. That's all I got. I'm done begging.
Listen, guys. Don't worry. Anthony is gonna make it. You will. Don't worry. Listen.
Make it fucking retired to the loony bin.
Look, I get frustrated every day, but shout out to Chris Parkhurst. Chris Parkhurst got 9,000 subscribers in a day.
Cool.
Connecting people to wrestling.
Oh, I didn't know his real name.
Yeah, his
Dude,
thing.
I would probably get on camera and cry if I hit 9,000 in one day. I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's how it happens. This one video can get you there. So don't worry, it's gonna happen, bro. And Shane, thanks for stopping through. Look, last year this time I wasn't even at 1,000.
Yeah, I don't clickbait. I don't do the things that are supposed to do to make yourself popular. I just stay true to who I am. I guess it's just not good.
I'm not gonna lie, clickbait a
What
little
part
bit.
of wrestling do I hate the most? I don't know.
The bullshit backstage, the CM
Not
Punks of
getting-
the world.
Not getting paid sucks.
Not getting paid does suck. That is the worst part of wrestling. No, it's not even the money. It's
Driving like 2-3 hours to a show, and
it's the travel. It's the travel and being underappreciated for your travel.
yeah, that sucks.
It's the worst. Last question. One more question. Anybody? And don't forget to hit those likes, guys. Hit those likes. Smash them.
Are you coming to PPW in 2 weeks?
Yeah, maybe.
You come get content.
Yeah. Who are your top five? Oh my God. I was hoping this was going to come. All right. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Here in this order. Number 5. And it's on just wrestlers. Number 5. The Rock. He's not the best wrestler, but that guy is my dude. Okay? Number 4.
I gotta write mine down here quick just to make
Please
sure.
don't be mad at me, guys. Chris Benoit. Sorry. He's a murderer, but he can wrestle. Number 3. Bret the Hitman Hart. Number 2. Oh, yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, dig it. And number one, the number one wrestler in Taylor is in Tony's arsenal, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Let's go.
What about women?
Oh, okay, you better buy you some time. Okay, so my five top women. Oh, that's tough. But number 5 would be Athena. Number 4 would be sensational Sherry Martel. Number 3 would be Trish Stratus. Number 2. Ooh, 2 and 1 are tough. Number 2 would be, I hate to say it. Number 2 would be Lita. And number 1, not that she was the best wrestler, but just all around, people would be shocked because Trish Stratus ain't in my top, is Beth Phoenix. I think Beth Phoenix I love her.
All right. Should I go 5-1 that you did?
Yeah, go 5-1.
Men, number 5, Mick Foley. Number 4, Kurt Angle.
Ooh.
Number 3, the Macho Man. Number 2, Chris Jericho. Number 1, HBK.
Of course. And HBK is not my top 5 just because you can't have Brett and Shawn the same deal.
Women, number 5, Sherry. Number 4, Athena. Number 3, Tessa. Number 2, Bailey. Number 1, Charlotte.
I'm not a Flair girl. I don't have a flair for Charlotte. I really don't. I think she's great, but I don't. She's in the top 10, but she's just
oozes machismo. Oozes it.
Yeah, I guess so. Noah says Razor. Yeah, bro. Razor Ramon and Edge. I like that.
Razor's really
Razor
high
Edge.
on my list. Piper's really high on my list. Mr. Perfect's really high on my list. Tessa Blanchard, Noah. Tessa Blanchard.
Bro, Mr. Perfect. I would love to do a show on Mr. Perfect one day.
We came close. We did a Robbinsdale High School episode. We actually did a 2-parter of Robbinsdale High School.
Minnesota.
Yep.
That's where him and recruited from.
Jesus, there's a lot of people who came out of that school.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I would love to do a show on Mr. Perfect. He was AWA World Champion, but I'm telling you, man, when he came to WWF with that gimmick, Hulk Hogan, you can't do that. Oh,
you know what's crazy though? Out of all the people on my top 5 list, I met Kurt Angle, but I didn't geek out. I just was like, oh, there's Kurt Angle. I like Kurt because I respect what he did in the ring, but to meet him and go crazy. I met Athena. I met Tessa Blanchard. I worked with Tessa Blanchard. I never met HBK. I never met Jericho. I'll never meet Macho Man, obvious reasons. But I think out of all my top 5, I think the one that I would love to meet the most and talk and hang out with and is Mick. I just love Mick. I just love Mick for who he was and what he did for the business. And I feel like he did so much unnecessary stuff to himself and his body that he'll never, ever recover from. And I don't think he gets enough credit.
Agreed. I've talked to him before. Real quick. Top 5 worst. There's so many bad wrestlers, bro. But I mean, you got to go Giant Gonzalez. He's definitely one. What's the other big
we
guy?
actually talked about him though, where a lot of his problems were he was rushed. They wanted him so quickly on TV, they didn't work with him.
He was bad though. He was bad.
Yeah, but a lot of people said that even higher up said that he could have been something better if we he was only trained a couple weeks and then thrown on WCW and then thrown right into WWE because of his size. He was so green, like worse than Omos green, and just put on TV because of his size. But they said if they legit would have probably worked with him more, he could have been more valuable. He did have 2 left feet, but it's tough for me to say worst because it's easy to say the big guys just because they're not as athletic. But there is a thing you just have to do as a big guy. You said Jeff Jarrett's one of the worst of all time. That's crazy. Maybe the worst personality, but it's tough.
Will got a good point. But did Triple H politics to the extent that Punk did? Like Triple H gets a lot of bad things too for Rollo and Shawn, but Triple H got a lot of punishment too for stuff that Shawn did.
Yeah, he did. But here's the difference. I will say 100% the Click's politicking did hurt a lot of people, and they did bully a lot of people, and they did ruin a lot of people. But given the opportunity now that they are people of power, and they realize how toxic that can be, and they're both righting those wrongs by helping younger talent grow and be in the business. So you can turn around and say, sure, I can agree where Triple H and Shawn Michaels were toxic and they were awful for the business. But everyone who says they're awful and piece of shit people are all people on the outside looking in, watching Triple H and Shawn Michaels build a company and help young talent and giving and continuing the business the right way now.
And Chris Loco's right. Punk is way, way worse. Not to mention this, guys. Shawn,
I would love to see what Punk would do if given the opportunity to be in a leadership role.
Right.
And if he would even take that responsibility.
And Shawn, and not to make excuses for Shawn or Triple H, they were younger guys back then. When they got older, became family men and whatever, they changed. These are the stuff they did in their late 20s, early 30s. Punk is 42 years old, still crying like a bitch.
Grown-ass man.
So, at some point in your life, you got to grow up. Trust me, I know. I'm still trying to be a kid. I got the Peter Pan syndrome.
Chris said I met Tessa on my break back at by the border, and she I'm sorry, and he met Dogger, her husband. Yeah, I never met her husband. I just met her. She's really, really nice, though.
Hey, what's up, Chris Loco? Excuse me, guys. That's it for me. I got to get up early. I'm going to shoot in 5 hours. But, guys, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. Anthony, appreciate you hanging out.
Anytime, brother. I'm always here to help you.
Richie's probably knocked out sleep with that concussion he has, but Richie, thank you. He said Jeff Jarrett should be in the top 5. No way.
Of worst of all time? Like, you think he's not a good talent? Like, you don't think he's good in the ring? See, I think that's insane.
Yeah, but I don't even know who's another bad guy. You know who surprised me as a big man? And people don't might not like this, but freaking Diesel, Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash did for what he could do, he did well.
Yeah. Chris, first time seeing y'all. Appreciate you for hanging out, man.
Oh, really, Chris? Subscribe to the channel, bro. Appreciate that. And hit the notification bell because we go live all the time. We have a show on Monday for Raw. We just canceled NXT. We do Wednesday Dynamite. Thursday we mess around. We sometimes do midweek review. Friday is Rampage, and all weekend we'll find something to do. Trust me. And I go to all the major pay-per-views. So Anthony, Ravish, and Richie, and my daughter Kira, they run the channel from here while I'm on location. So thanks for coming. We're all poor. Okay.
I'm poorer. I can't even get in my car to even think about driving to a show.
Shout to Jenny B wherever you are. Please shout out Jack Cool from Kingston. Hey, hello, Viola Ham. Jack Cool from Cantot City, Spain. What's up? We got you, Jack Cool. Jack Cool.
Like I said, and if he's not live tomorrow, you can head over. We'll be live at 7:30 Eastern time, talking the history of William Regal. And then towards the end of the show, we will talk current events. We do have the chat going that you can interact. We may miss some things because we still do keep it a podcast format. It is a live stream podcast, but we still keep it a podcast format, so you can still listen to it in your car. But we do interact with the chat, and especially if you guys bring stuff to the table, we will acknowledge you in the chat. Yeah.
And guys, very importantly, and girls, we love super chats, but if you can't send them, I'd rather you share the channel. If you guys belong to any kind of wrestling pages, or wrestling fans, or you live overseas, That helps the channel out a lot. Please
put it on your Twitter, your feed, put it on your Facebook feed, and be like, "Yo, I just watched this show. If you guys are wrestling fans and you guys like talk," because here's the thing: every wrestling fan has a group of friends they talk wrestling with. But if you're like, and if there's like 15, 20 of you, or you have a Facebook page where all that's there, you just hit share and put it on your. Be like, "Hey, I just watched this channel. Do these guys a favor and give them a sub. I think they're working real hard." That helps us. It helps us a lot, especially like for my thing of like audio. If you're an Apple user and use Apple Podcasts. Dude, a review, a star review goes a long way. It really, really, really does. Because we're, like I said, we're not popular, we're not famous, we're everyday people just trying to
not
chase.
Yet.
You know what I mean?
You're going to get us there.
We both have merchandise. We both have Patreons. You can, if 200 people do $1 or $2, it helps us out a lot. It helps, at least for me anyway. He does too. We pay for StreamYard. I pay for a lot of editing software and stuff. It helps cover
$50 a month.
Yeah, $50 a month to use this platform to help us go live.
Because I have to be in HD, so, and I want to make sure you guys can see us well, because I watch some of these shows and they got like 40,000 subscribers and you can't even see what they look like. 1975 television.
Yeah, we're not paying algorithms to help us get fake subscribers. We every single one you see there we worked for.
Listen, wow, I'm out of cards. Yeah, if you see me at an event, you see me with a card. I literally have a QR code on my card, and I give these cards out, and we bust our asses. Anthony has cards. We bust our asses to put this content out. We don't pay for, like he said, we don't pay for anything. We don't pay for.
He's saying Double J's is all-time best. No, I can. If you say Double J's in your top 5, I'm not arguing with you. He's really good.
So he said Double J. Let me give it to him. That's JEFFJARRET. That's Double J, Jeff Jarrett. That's for you. All right, we're gonna call it night, and you're welcome, Viola Ham, from Cantot City, Spain. That's awesome. Tell everybody in Spain.
Ole.
Hola. Gracias for watching. I don't know how to speak Spanish too much, but
de nada.
You're welcome to. Anthony, once again, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you. Richie.
Yeah, I run 5 podcasts and help this guy out. I'm dedicated.
He is dedicated, but soon he'll only have 2 podcasts, mine and his. I said it out loud. I don't give a shit.
Pretty soon I'll have 1. It'll just be a tantalizing Tony.
Yeah, that's not true. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. This is when we play the theme music. Everybody, this is Anthony Blackwell Jr. of the Tornado Ted Podcast. Ravager Rich Ramon is probably sleeping. My name is Tantalizing Tony. He's a bum. Gentlemen and ladies, hug your family members because you're not promised tomorrow. In Anthony's case, he doesn't pray, but if you do pray today, he always says hail something else. And he says hello from Singleville, New Jersey.
Hail
Shout out to Jenny B, wherever you are. And
my catchphrase is drink beers, do drugs, hail Satan, and always stay tantalizing.
All the opposite of what he said, but do what I do best, and that's stay tantalizing. This guy's got problems. Stay tantalizing, everybody. We're out of here. My God, you're going to get me canceled.